Okay, let's talk about AI. The term is everywhere, right? In the news, on your phone, at work. It's just unavoidable. But what does it actually mean? It feels like everyone has a slightly different definition. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to cut through the noise, demystify what AI really is, one idea at a time. Let's dive in.
Right off the bat, let's frame this with the one question that seems to be on everyone's mind. Is artificial intelligence going to be our greatest achievement, the thing that solves humanity's biggest problems? Or is it something we should be, a lot more careful with? The stakes feel incredibly high, and that's exactly why getting a grip on the fundamentals is so important.
So let's get straight to it and build a solid foundation. You can think of this first part as our quest to peel back all the layers of hype and just find out what AI actually is.
Okay, so the first big idea you need to get is that AI isn't one single thing. It's a huge field with a few different goals. This slide breaks it down into 4 main approaches. On the left, you've got the stuff that's all about being human-like. Thinking humanly is about trying to literally copy how our minds work. And acting humanly? Well, that's the famous Turing test. Can a machine fool you into thinking it's a person? But then on the right side, you've got a totally different philosophy, being rational. Thinking rationally is about using pure, cold logic. And acting rationally is even simpler. It's just about achieving a goal in the most efficient way possible, whether it looks human or not.
And you know this whole quest? It is not new. This quote here is from the 1956 proposal that literally gave us the name artificial intelligence. The core idea, way back then, was that intelligence, every single piece of it, could be broken down, described precisely, and then simulated by a machine. That right there, that has been the central dream of AI for more than half a century.
So, we've got the big historical idea. Now let's zoom in on how the AI we see all around us today actually works under the hood. What is the engine that's driving all these incredible breakthroughs?
The answer, in just 2 words, is machine learning. And this concept, this is the engine behind pretty much everything making news today. Instead of programmers trying to write millions of lines of code for every single possible scenario, they build systems that can learn on their own, just from looking at data. It's a huge shift from being explicitly told what to do to learning how to do it.
And this slide just nails the difference. On the left, you have classic AI. Think of Deep Blue, the computer that beat the chess world champion back in the 90s. It was an absolute marvel, but it was basically a giant rulebook. It knew all the moves because humans programmed them in. But on the right, that's the new school. A machine learning AI isn't given the rules of chess. It's shown millions of games, and it figures out the winning patterns for itself. The big takeaway is this. For modern AI, more data almost always means a smarter system.
We hear the word algorithm thrown around all the time, and it can sound really complicated. But honestly, it's not. Just think of it like this. An algorithm is just a recipe. It's a set of steps the computer follows to take all that data and turn it into something useful, like knowledge or a new skill. So, let's make this super simple. Here's a basic kind of algorithm called a decision tree. Imagine you're planning a night out. The algorithm starts with a simple question, right? Big night out? Your answer sends you down one path. Each path leads to another question, another choice. And by following this branching path, you end up at a final decision. Now, machine learning uses way more complex versions of this, but the core idea of making choices based on data, it's exactly the same.
Okay, so if machine learning is the engine, then deep learning is like the turbocharger. It's a super powerful type of machine learning that really kicks things into high gear. It uses something called an artificial neural network, which is, and this is cool, loosely inspired by the web of neurons in our own brains. By having lots and lots of layers in this network, it can learn incredibly complicated patterns from just massive data sets. This is the magic behind stuff like ChatGPT and those amazing AI image generators.
All right, that's enough theory for now. Let's talk about where this tech is actually popping up. Because the truth is, AI isn't some distant sci-fi concept anymore. It's already woven into the world we live in right now, today.
Let's start with computer vision. This is all about teaching machines how to see, and the applications are just wild. I mean, it's the tech that helps self-driving cars see the road, sure, but it's also used in medical scanners to spot diseases, by robots in warehouses to check inventory, and even in farming, where it can identify and zap individual weeds.
So really, when you hear computer vision, all you have to remember is this. We are basically teaching computers the biological magic of sight.
And then you've got the other side of the coin, language. Natural language processing, or NLP, is absolutely everywhere.
It's the chatbot that answers your questions on a website, it's the spam filter protecting your inbox, it's the AI assistant on your phone that can check your bank balance, and it's the translation tools that are breaking down language barriers in real time.
And just like with computer vision, the core idea is really simple and powerful. NLP is all about teaching computers to understand, interpret, and even generate human language. It's about giving machines the gift of conversation.
So now that we have a decent handle on what AI is, how it works, and where it's already being used, we have to face the really big questions about where this is all going. Because this is a revolution, and navigating it is going to be tricky.
One of the most immediate and, frankly, painful impacts is on jobs. And this isn't some far-off possibility. We're talking about AI being cited as a factor in over 130,000 tech layoffs. That number represents a real, tangible shift in the workforce, and it's sparking a huge debate about the future of work itself.
And in response to that, some pretty big economic ideas are being discussed seriously. Things like universal basic income, or UBI, which would create a financial safety net for everyone. Or a robot tax, where companies that replace humans with automation would have to pay into a fund for social programs. I mean, these are not fringe ideas anymore. And beyond jobs, there's a huge ethical minefield: bias. As this quote from the Brookings Institution points out so clearly, if we train our AI on data that comes from our messy, prejudiced world, guess what? The AI learns those prejudices and can even make them worse. The old saying, garbage in, garbage out, has never been more true, or more important.
So, the million-dollar question: when might AI actually become as smart as a human? Well, what's so fascinating about this chart is that it shows nobody really knows. The experts totally disagree. Look at how those predictions have changed over just a few years. The timelines keep getting shorter. It just goes to show you the deep uncertainty that's right at the heart of this field. And all that uncertainty leads directly to this: the ultimate debate. On one side, you have hundreds of the world's top AI scientists signing a statement that literally puts the risk of extinction from AI on the same level as pandemics and nuclear war. But on the other side, you have some of the pioneers of this very field who call those fears dystopian scenarios and doomsday hype. This is not a settled argument. This is a live, high-stakes disagreement happening right now among the very people building our future.
Which brings it all back to you, to us. At the end of the day, AI is a tool. It might be the most powerful tool we've ever created. Understanding how it works, which you now do, is the first crucial step. The next step is deciding what kind of world we want to build with it. That choice is ours.